Helen Lundeberg is a really interesting example of an artist who, with roots in the Midwest, moves to California at a young age, is schooled there, and gets to know art making and the traditions of art history through the lens of being in Southern California. She brings order and precision to a time that was really quite chaotic in post-war America. She does not assert herself as a woman painter, she's a painter. And these are paintings that are very confident, they are not aggressive, but they are bold with a vision that she has that's her own, that resonates with abstract geometry and hard edge classicism that's happening in LA. A lot of the works in this exhibition have titles that allude to that connection with nature. By the Sea Too, from 1962, tells you in its title that it's alluding to or referencing, directly engaging with the idea of the landscape. In this abstract mode, Helen Lundeberg is distilling the fundamentals of what a landscape painting is. Landscape paintings typically have a horizontal orientation. The painting behind me kind of plays with that notion by having an emphatic horizontal at the kind of center point of the composition, but it is not a conventional horizontal landscape. Another work that shows an abstract vocabulary and approach to composing a painting is informed by architecture and the landscape is Arches 5. There's a radical freshness and a newness to this hard edge abstraction that she's practicing, and she blends this ability to use these kind of neutral creams and whites and tans and beiges and browns, and then modulates that with these blues that are very lucid. And there's a reminder that as a person living in greater Los Angeles, the sea and the mountains and the desert and the lushness of the forests all around, there's a kind of tremendous bounty of nature. A very important early work in the show, untitled 1959, Oil on Canvas, signals that Helen Lundeberg, like a lot of her colleagues who are making abstract paintings, choose untitled as a title because they don't want to inflect the viewer's response with a particular narrative or a particular set of associations. In this painting, you really see those surrealist roots. It's a very dark palette, very different from a lot of the other works in the show. These very rich, browns and blacks. But when you see it in person, you can see this incredible texture, and she's making these flat areas of color kind of come alive through texture. These works have a kind of pristine geometry that to me is evocative of the landscapes and the architecture that you see in Renaissance painting. You can see that she's really interested in boiling down the constituent elements of what makes a painting into a synthesized and highly organized whole, whether they're rigorously abstract or completely abstract and geometric or evocative of landscape. They all have roots in what she did before, and Helen Lundeberg's works have not been seen in New York in over 30 years. So this is a really exciting kind of return to the art mecca of New York City, bringing that spirit of modernism that had a distinctly LA flavor.